Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to a new episode, a new vlog, my first one about electric vehicles. This one in particular, why I went electric, what made me do it, why I felt it was time. So, enjoy, roll the wheel, roll the intro, I'll be back in just a second. So you're thinking about getting an electric vehicle, maybe you're a bit confused, maybe you're intrigued, maybe you're excited, maybe you don't know what all the fuss is about. Well, I am just going to start in this vlog, and the next couple to come are all going to be about electric vehicles, why I went electric 18 months ago, which is when this happened. A very, very exciting time. Why I went electric 18 months ago, and just to give you some insights, and it's such a fast moving industry, it's so exciting, there's so much going on, I want to start sharing some of that with you. But before we do, let's get into some B-roll first. So enjoy it, and I'll be back in just a second. Hey, so what's up? So let's get into this vlog. Oh, light is awful. I am gonna sit on the back of the boot, or the trunk, as they say in the US. So hey, what's up? As I said in the intro, this is all about, it's my first vlog about electric vehicles. We're talking about why I went electric, what's changed, what's out there in the industry for people buying electric vehicles today. So some facts for you. In the UK, there are now 150,000 electric vehicles. Back in 2010, so 8 years ago, there were only 3,500. That is how quickly this industry is moving, and that's why it's important, if you're not going to get on board now, is to start thinking about it and understanding what you could be doing, what's happening in the future. Because if you've got a petrol engine or a diesel engine, you've heard in the news about them getting decommissioned or not making them after a certain period of time. Now is the time to start thinking about electric vehicles. Fact number 2, the UK government has extended its electric grant scheme through to 2020. Now, you might be thinking, it's a bit of a gimmick, is it really worthwhile? Well, it got me £5,000 off the price of this car 18 months ago, and that still stands. It does differ depending on categories. There's 7 categories in total. Mine comes into a category 1 and category 2, so you get the full benefit. If you fall into a category 3 or 4 or lower, you get a bit less, and then it falls down for things like electric motorbikes and other things where I don't think you get anything at all. But anyway, look at the government site. I'm going to come into the details and the facts a lot further down the line in some other vlogs. But for now, look it up. It's worth it. You can get some real benefits for going electric. So it's quite funny, having had this car for 18 months now, it's amazing how many people stop and come and have a chat with you, which I think is absolutely brilliant, and I always welcome it. I let people get in the car, have a look in the car. I think it's a nice way to get other people excited and give them insight into electric vehicles. But one of the things I always get asked is, oh, how often do you have to charge it? You must have to charge it all the time. Electric vehicle technology is coming on. Mine states it does just under 300 miles. It's a 75 kilowatt motor. The reality is, in driving time, it's probably closer or just under 250, but 250 miles on a single charge is a long way. If you're driving it day to day, local journeys, you're never going to go anywhere near that. In fact, you'd be lucky to do 10 miles, and that's often my case, so I just charge it and boost it in the evening. But it's a long way, and I've driven up north, I've driven to the south of France in it, going from destination charger to destination charger, and it's feasible. So I guess one of the facts I wanted to bring you is the range of these vehicles, and it's only getting longer. Mine's 75 kilowatt, the 100 kilowatts and some of the new cars coming out have even longer ranges. So don't be fearful of it. Calculate it, think about how you're going to use the car, and you'd be pleasantly surprised how much range gets you and how far it gets you, especially when you take into account the destination chargers. Now, the other point related to chargers, a lot of people don't believe it, but my car can plug into a 3-point socket. It gets you about 7 miles worth of range for every hour of charge. You're thinking, oh, that's awful, right? It is, but who charges on a 3-pin socket? So I've got a Tesla wall charger. It cost me just over a couple of £100. Got it fitted, and that gets me 22 miles of charge or range for every hour of charge, which is pretty good. That usually tops me up each night or every couple of nights. But the point is, overnight you can get fully charged, which is what's really necessary. Now take that a step further. If you're going on a long journey, you're going from Tesla's destination charger to destination charger, which are kind of like 120 miles spaced all over Europe, and it's how I got down to the south of France. You can plug into one of these beasts and be fully charged from 0 to 300 miles in little under or around 40 minutes, which is pretty amazing. So you pull up, go and have a coffee, let the kids have a run around, back in the car after 40 minutes, and away you go. For me, that's value. And that's electric vehicles and the technology all starting to come together to make them meaningful and productive and actually useful in real life. Here's another charging fact for you, because if you are out and about and you've got to start thinking about charging, this is UK relevant alone, but there are now in the region of 13,000 charging points in the UK. Now that's going to go from 13,000 to over 30,000 by 2030. So there is plenty of places to charge, and at the moment I charge at home or I charge at destination chargers or service garages. At my local Sainsbury's, they must have a bank of about 30 different chargers, which is funded by Sainsbury's, so you don't have to pay for it. And you're going to start seeing electric charging stations at petrol stations, more service stations, more towns and cities across the country. So the technology is evolving. It's only going to increase and get more and make it far easier to own an electric vehicle. Now for me, this is one of the most exciting facts of all, and for me, I've gone with the Tesla. I got introduced to them when I lived in San Francisco. For me, it was the ultimate electric vehicle. It's the one to go for. In reality, I think it still is. But what's exciting is, as technology's evolved, as it's got better, over the course of 2018, 2019 and 2020, all the other manufacturers are releasing their cars. So you've got BMW, Volvo, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Audi, you name it. They are all, Jaguar Land Rover, they're all starting to release their fully electric vehicles to compete with Tesla. And that is only going to do one thing. It's going to start pushing down the price and making them more accessible for everyone. And that's got to be the great thing. Get those dirty petrol and diesel engines off the road, get electric vehicles out there on the roads, less emissions, better for the environment. You can't really go wrong. Anyway, last thing to talk about is, for me, why is it that I went electric? So I touched on the fact that I kind of really got into electric vehicles when I lived in San Francisco. There was a Tesla dealership literally right at the end of my road. Every time I went to the shopping mall where the dealership was, I used to go in, I used to sit in the Model S and the Model X. I just researched it, I talked about it. And the thing with California, specifically in San Francisco, is electric vehicles are absolutely everywhere. And for me, with everything that's going on in the environment, you hear how polluted we are, you hear all this stuff about plastic at the moment. You know what, it's up to all of us to do our part, and I know it sounds a bit cringy, and you're thinking, Ollie, come on, really, what are you talking about? But a lot of people don't know, this is how I generally feel. The environment is so important for us, and now I've got kids, and I'm looking to the future. I want them to have a great place to live in, and the environment and the pollution we pump into it is absolutely crippling this planet, and I think it's up to all of us to play our part I think technology has a huge role to play in all of this, in terms of making sure the technology is out there so these cars are affordable, usable, they have the range, they're safe. This is the other thing. Yeah, someone's got to make that step first. It takes, they like to call them like what do they call them? The early adopters. And I massively consider myself an early adopter when it comes to technology. I love it when it's fresh, it's new. I love being the first person to own it. Always have done. But what people don't realise is, yes, you pay a premium being an early adopter, but the industry and technology needs early adopters. They need to be able to take that money as investment to continue their research, to continue their development. And because of the early adopters, and I'll take a yes, Ollie, you're welcome, and thank you for doing this. But it takes that to happen, to pump that money into the technology, so it brings the costs down and makes things more affordable. And that's just the way the world works. So who knows where this technology is going? Who knows where we're going to get to? But I can tell you, the cars are going to get slicker, the autopilot is going to get better, the range is going to get longer, there's going to be more places to charge. But as I said, the most important thing is your affordability. It's going to come down. But more important than all of that, you get these diesel and these petrol cars off the road, and the amount of emissions going into our planet is going to absolutely dramatically drop. Not just in our country, but globally around the world, and that can only be a good thing. So I'm going to end on that positive note, and I will be back with more vlogs getting into the dark depths of what it's like to own a Tesla. How does it feel to drive an electric car? What's it like on a long journey? And all being well, I'm going to try and test drive some other electric vehicles and all of these new ones coming out in the next couple of years, and give you some further insights to what it's like. And I can't wait to see what's out there to compete and compare with the Teslas, because they are without doubt the super early adopters. But with all of this new technology coming out, all these new models, it's going to be great and exciting for each and every one of you. So on that note, I'm going to end this vlog, and I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like it, and give me a thumbs up. In fact, smash that subscribe button, and I will be back with you very soon with another episode. Thanks very much. Catch you soon. Laters.